everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So before I start today's video, I just want to explain something. So I know I used to do videos once a week. However, because I am getting much more busy at work, I have decided to move like my schedule to once every 2 weeks now. Just so it's a bit easier for me, and it's also easier for me to come up with ideas of like videos I want to do. But it will go back to one a week before my cruise, because obviously I'll be doing like Disney week for that, so it'll be easier then to do like one video a week. And then it will go back to like once every 2 weeks. So yeah. So I hope that's not an issue for anyone. I just think it is so much easier for me and will be a big weight off my shoulders. However, today's video is going to be quite a chatty one, I will say that now. I am wearing one of my Olly Murs tour t-shirts because in a few weeks' time, I think it's like 4 weeks tomorrow or something like that, maybe 5, I don't really know. I am off to see Olly Murs on his tour in Leeds, and I'm very, very, very excited. Obviously, like, Olly is one of my favourite people to see live. He's just so cheeky, he's funny, and yeah, I can't wait to see him on tour again. And because I am such a big fan and I don't really have a lot of content on this channel like relating to him, I just thought it would be nice to do like a Olly Murs Q&A tag. So I have 10 questions all written down on my phone, and yeah, I just think I'm going to get started. So question number 1 is, when did I become a fan of Olly? I will say this now, I wasn't like a fan of him as such on X Factor. Like, I did watch it. I don't really remember a lot of him on the X Factor, as a contestant, obviously. And then I think it was when his, obviously, like, Please Don't Let Me Go got released, and then like his album, that I sort of sat up and was like, ooh, who's this person? And then like I bought the album, listened to it non-stop. I think I even had like Thinking of Me as my ringtone at some point, on my little like Samsung tiny little phone, like a brick. So yeah, and then I don't know, I just started like listening to him more and more, watching his music videos, watching interviews that he did. I sort of became hooked, and because I was more of a fan of like boy bands at that time, so to have someone like him come into the music industry as a solo artist, and someone who was very, very likeable, very cheeky, like I said, and he was just a perfect person for me to like become obsessed with at that time. And then I've been a fan ever since, and I've seen him live, I've met him, I've had loads of interactions of him, and yeah, I love him a lot. Question number 2, when did I first see Olly live? I want to say I very first saw him live on his Never Been Better tour in 2015, at Leeds Arena. So that's why like going to Leeds Arena is so special to me, because especially to see Olly, because it's the first place I ever saw him. I never really went to any festivals he performed at, and he never really played anywhere near me. Apparently he did play Harrogate, which is insane, but obviously that was a nightclub and I was only about 15, so I wouldn't have been able to go. So yeah, like, I never really got the opportunity to go see him. And then when he announced the Never Been Better tour, I remember I said to my mum, please can we go? and she got us tickets, and it was really, really good, and still one of my favourite like live performances he's ever done. So yeah, I loved that concert a lot, and it was my first experience of like an arena as well, so it was quite a nice one to go to. That's why it's like a very special venue to me. Question number 3. Oh, that brings me nicely on to question number 3 actually. What has been your favourite time you've seen him live? Oh, that is really hard, because for me, there have been so many standout like tours and like live performances he's done that I've been to. But I think, I don't know. I mean, there was the time that I had barrier for York Racecourse, and I did get a lot of interaction at that one. So that one will always be special to me. However, the most special one to me, I will say, was Marry Me Tour at Yorkshire Wildlife Park in Doncaster. So I went 2 years ago in August. Me and my mum went because she is also a massive fan of Olly, and I loved it. Like, the Marry Me tour for me was my all-time favourite tour I have ever seen him do. I just loved the set list. I loved like the little wedding medley songs section. I thought that was really creative, really fun. I loved that I got to like go crazy again to I Hate You When You're Drunk. And the only thing that I will say about that concert, this has nothing to do with Olly, but the weather was like perfect all day, and because I wanted quite a good spot, I said to my mum, is it okay if we queue up like 20 minutes before we start getting let in? And we did, and there was a massive cloud. Like, there were no clouds all day, and then leading up to the actual concert, a massive black cloud came overhead, and we were all like, I had just done my makeup, I'd just redone my hair, and I'd got like a new outfit on in the car, and the heavens well and truly opened to the point where there was thunder, there was lightning, it was hailstones. My banner that I had created for the concert got absolutely destroyed, so I had to sadly throw that in the bin. So yeah, that poster will be making a comeback for this tour. And I was absolutely drenched to the point where when we got let in and I saw them selling merch, I had to go and buy this t-shirt because my top was just, I was freezing. I was like, I need this t-shirt. So I literally bought it, went to the Portaloo and changed into it. And I was just like, I wasn't annoyed. I was annoyed at myself that I didn't take a coat. Like, it was my own fault for not taking a coat with me. I did wear my light up shoes, so they did get a bit wet. They didn't break, surprisingly, because it was chaos, to the point where we thought that they might cancel the concert because obviously it was outside. However, when we got let in, it was fine, and the concert went ahead, and it was absolutely amazing. And like I said, still to this day, one of my all-time favourite tours. And yeah, and the day after I travelled, well, after the concert we travelled to Scarborough to stay with my grandparents. And I remember that I DM'd Olly like a really long paragraph of like what the Marry Me tour meant to me and how much fun I had. I sent him a photo of me like sat in the crowd, and I just said how happy I was that he was like in a happy relationship and he just got married, and like how happy I was for him. And he actually liked it and he saw it, and I was just like, that's really, really nice. So the tour ended on a high. So yeah. Question number 4. Is there a song you haven't heard live but want to? I'm trying to think if there is a song that I haven't heard. Yes, there is. Have I heard it actually? This is where I'll have to look back and see if I've heard it or not, but I don't think I have because I'm pretty sure I would remember it. So I haven't heard Army of Two live, and it is one of my favourite songs. I love it, and yeah, I just think what he could do with that song live would be something else. Yeah, I don't think I've heard it live. I'm pretty sure. I can't remember ever hearing it live, so if I have, then I'm sorry that I forgot. So yeah, I love that song so much. But another song that I really think would be good live, and I know for a fact but I haven't heard it, would be Cry Your Heart Out. I would describe it as a bit of a ballad, and I am a sucker for a ballad. It's a very chill song, it's really fun, and I could just imagine like a vibe into it. So yeah, Ollie, if you're watching, Cry Your Heart Out on tour, please. Thank you. But also another song that I haven't heard that I really want to hear live is 25. Like, we didn't get that on the Marry Me tour, and I just think it would have been amazing to hear that song live because I do really enjoy it. And we are in 2025, so I mean, if there's a more perfect time to do that song, then there we go. So yeah, please. Question number 5. Can you rank all of his albums from your favourite to your least favourite? Well, I would say least favourite is a bit harsh because I do love all of his albums. However, I do have like my favourite and then like ones that, I mean, I am sort of digging a bit of a hole here, but a few of them have a few skips for me. And there is one album in particular which I don't think does have any skips. So yeah, I'm gonna start. So he does actually have 7 albums, which is insane. I can't believe he's got 7. So in at number 7, I chose Right Place, Right Time. Obviously it's got one of my favourite singles in, and it is a very good album, and I do enjoy listening to it. However, there are quite a few songs in there that I do skip, and I know saying that people might have different like opinions, and that's absolutely fine, but then again, this is my opinion. Yeah, like Right Place, Right Time for me is one of them albums that I do love. Of course I do. Like, each of his albums to me are special. However, that's one that I don't necessarily listen to a lot over some of the others, but they do have some bangers in there, so yeah. In at number 6, I chose You Know I Know. The whole concept of this album was sort of like a greatest hits album in a way. So he had, I think it was the first half of the album was songs that we all know, like You Know, so songs that we know. And then the last half were songs that only he knew and that we were going to get to know. And don't get me wrong, I do love a greatest hits album because it's nice to have like all of the songs that we love and then like all of the new ones as well. And there are some absolute anthems on this album, like the newer songs. However, I don't think it's as strong as some of them are. But yeah, it is still a very good album and I do really enjoy listening to it, as I do all of them. In at number 5, I chose In Case You Didn't Know. Again, I think the vibe of this album is really, really stunning, and it does feature a song that I had a lot of interaction of in when I saw him live. So it is quite a special album to me. However, like with Right Place, Right Time, it does have a few skips in it. So sorry, but my opinion. In at number 4, of course, I chose his debut album, Olly Murs. Yeah, I do love this album because obviously it's his debut, and he had like, because you don't really know what to expect when an artist releases like a debut album. But it is really, really good. It's really cute. I do think it's a nice introduction to him and like the style of music that he wanted to do. So yeah, it's very, very cute. And I do think out of all of the albums, this is one of the ones that has the least amount of skips on for me. But at the same time, in my opinion, there are better ones. So yeah. In at number 3, this is where it gets interesting because these are obviously my top 3 albums that he's done. In at number 3, we have 24 Hours. Now, this album, for me, again, it does have like 1 or 2 skips on it. However, this album has so many bops on it, like so many bops on it, that I just love this album so much. And I loved this when I went to see it on tour, and I did actually go to the 24 Hours tour 3 times. So I saw it in York, Scarborough and Leeds, and I loved it every single time. So yeah. So this album is very, very special to me. So I guess that the top 3 albums for me are the ones that I connect with the most. So in at number 2, I chose Marry Me because, like I said, that tour meant a great deal to me. I love watching back my Marry Me album reaction. I have literally just watched it back today, and yeah, I just love the songs on Marry Me. My opinions have slightly changed from filming the reaction to obviously now, because when I filmed the reaction, I found her was like, dare I say, one of my least favourites at the time. Now, and hearing it live, and like obviously my opinion of it now has changed, and it is one of my favourites, and one of my favourites to hear live as well. So yeah. And then in at number 1, we have my favourite album of his, Never Been Better. It had to be this one. I think because every single song on there I cannot skip. Like, I cannot listen to, like, I listen to this album on repeat. I never skip any of the songs. I always have such a good time listening to this album, and for me, I do think it's very special because I relate it to the Never Been Better tour, which was my first ever tour that he did. So yeah, love it. Okay, so in at number 6, no, question number 6 even. What is my favourite song of his at the moment? So I have been listening to Olly Murs songs on repeat, because obviously tour is coming up very fast now and I want to start listening to his songs again. My favourite at the moment, I am gonna say, actually, I know the title of the album was quite low on my ranking. However, I am going to say that my favourite song at the moment, which I cannot stop singing or listening to, is in fact In Case You Didn't Know. And it's just, I forgot how vibey it is, and like, I love it. Like, honestly, I cannot stop listening to it. So if that song is on the set list, I will be a very, very happy girl right now. So yeah, love that song. Question number 7, I think. Yeah. Have you ever met him? And if you have, can you tell us about your experience? So yes, I have met him. I want to say it was 2016 that I met him, and it was in Leeds at Breakfast at Capital FM Studios, and I went for, I think it was the You Don't Know Love radio tour, like when artists actually used to tour like radio stations, and I was like, I have to go, because I was like, I've got to meet him. And he was so lovely, like so lovely, like one of the most down-to-earth celebrities that I've ever met. And everyone told me how amazing he was, and they were not wrong. Like, I loved meeting him, and like, he's just such a lovely guy. And I didn't really speak a lot to him because I think I was very, very nervous. And I did get a selfie with him, and I did ask for a hug. So he gave me a hug, which was really, really nice. And then my dad actually met him as well, and we have like a in family joke now that Olly Murs is my dad's best friend, because he actually took a selfie with Olly and was like, this is for my street cred. And I think Olly sort of knew that I was obviously his daughter and we were together, like me and my dad. And he sort of looked at me and he went, he's not with you, is he? I was like, no, he's not. And so yeah, it was very, very funny, and I do miss that day a lot. Like, it was very, very good. So yeah. Question number 8. What has been your favourite onstage and online interaction from him? So my favourite onstage interaction happened at York Racecourse, and it was just before, what's it called? Why is the song gone out of my head? I Need You Now? I think. Yes, it was. It happened before I Need You Now. And that is one of my favourite ballads. So I was very happy that it happened during that moment. And he was talking about like an ex-girlfriend that he had. And because I was like barrier, I started booing. I don't know what possessed me to start booing, but I didn't really expect him to hear me. And then he looked at me and went, oh, don't worry, darling, we're not together anymore. And I was just like, what? I was just like, that's to me. Like, hello. And I just remember freaking out a lot, because that was like my first proper interaction that I had got. But my favourite online interaction happened on Instagram. And I think it was one of the times when like he started watching my stories quite a lot. And I tagged him in a like short clip of my reaction that I put on YouTube of I Hate You When You're Drunk. And it was the bit of the song where he like sings the chorus really softly, and then it does the little drum and it goes la 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 la. So I was like, and obviously my reaction to that was just like shock. And then I got a notification saying that Olly Murs had mentioned me in his story. And I was like, what's this? And he had reposted my story and said, absolutely love this reaction. Thank you, Lucy Lou, with a love heart. And I was just like, what? I was like, what the hell? Like, Olly has watched my reaction, like a snippet of it. So as far as I know, he could have watched the whole thing, but I was just like, okay. And then he did actually reply to one of my comments because he posted something on my birthday, and I replied, like commented on it saying how it was my birthday, and then he replied to my comment saying like, happy birthday Lucy, hope you have a lovely day, with a love heart. And I was just like, because I don't get interaction from Ollie a lot. Like, I get him liking my comments quite a bit, but other than that I don't really get anything at all, so that was a bit of a shock. So yeah, they're my favourites. And then question number 9, what are my top 3 singles he has released so far? I'm going to say, in at number 3, I'm going to say Hand on Heart. So every time I do karaoke, if I want to do an Olly Murs song, that's usually my go-to. Like, I have heard this song live, but not for a good number of years now. So I am sort of hoping it gets brought back because I do love it. My second favourite single he has released is Up with Demi Lovato. I was actually walking somewhere yesterday after work and I had my Olly Murs playlist on my headphones and Up started playing, and I sort of forgot how good that song is, and for a while that has actually been my like all-time favourite single he's done. And I love that song so much, and I like every time I hear it live and he gets like the girls sing like the chorus, it's just amazing and I love it a lot. However, my number 1 single, which ever since it got released had to be this song, and dare I say it, it is my favourite single to hear live. And of course, I'm talking about I Hate You When You're Drunk. It's just such a good song live. It always gets me excited and I just go crazy for that song. And yeah, like it's gonna be so good. Hopefully that song is played live again on tour because I just want to go crazy to it. So yeah. And then finally, question number 10. Is there anything you want to say to him in case he sees this video? Okay, this is where it could get cringe, so I apologise. Ollie, if by any chance you are watching this video, I just want to say how absolutely proud of you I am. Like, you have come such a long way since like Expected Days to now. Your voice is just incredible. Your dance moves are just flawless, and your music just makes me so happy. Like, I could be in the worst mood in the world, all I would have to do is listen to your music and a smile comes back on my face. I love seeing you live and just seeing you born to do what you do now, because you belong on that stage. You always will. Hands down, you are one of the best artists I've ever seen live in an arena or any single setting ever. And yeah, bring on tour, bring on the new music or whatever comes next for you, and I'll always be a big fan. I'll always be here, and yeah. So just thank you for making this 27-year-old very happy. But yeah, anyway, that was today's video. I really hope that you all enjoyed watching. If you did, please do not forget to like and subscribe. Every little bit of support means so much to me. And yeah, I'll see you in 2 weeks for a brand new video. But for now, this is Redhead Boo signing off. Bye!